tuning in to another episode of What on Earth to Eat Now, especially to our subscribers. Today we're going to show you a recipe that you absolutely need for your summer. It's perfect for picnics and packed lunches, and we're going to show you it in just a moment. If you do watch these videos and you haven't yet had a chance to click that subscribe button, please do. It's entirely free, you won't miss an episode, and it really helps us to keep making these videos. So let's get to today's summer recipe. Today we're going to show you an absolutely wonderful salad. It's full of the scent of the Mediterranean. It's light, fresh, and absolutely delicious. Kalamata olive and quinoa salad. So I have my quinoa here, and I've soaked it overnight. I find that soaking it really helps to give a quick and even cook, so at least 12 hours. And I've got a pan of salted boiling water, and I'm just going to cook that really quickly now. I'll show you how. So I've drained my quinoa from the water it was soaked in, and I'm just going to put it into this boiling water and cook it for about 2 minutes until translucent. Just going to check. Nearly there. My quinoa is ready. You can see that the grains are translucent, and now I'm going to drain it well. My quinoa grains are cooked and tender, and I've let them drain really well. I've let my quinoa completely cool, and that's going to make sure that when I add the herbs, they're not going to go black. So I'm going to add that to my bowl. Light, fluffy grains, and entirely gluten-free. I'm going to add my toasted pumpkin seeds. I toasted these with a drizzle of olive oil and a pinch of salt. I laid them flat on a baking sheet in the oven at 180 degrees until they started to sizzle a little, only about 5 minutes, and then I allowed them to cool. I've got my beautiful stone-in Kalamata olives here, and I'm just going to simply remove the stone. I'm using a little cup to push down and just release the stone. There's no wrong way to do this. You just want to make sure there are no stones, because that's not a nice surprise when you're having a salad. And I'm just going to roughly chop these, and I'm going to pop them into my salad. I've got some small cucumbers here, but you can use a regular sized cucumber. Just leave the skin on. I've washed them. And I'm just going to cut them in half and just roughly chop them. And I'm just going to put my knife through it a couple of times the other way. And those go in as well. Next I've got my dill, the fronds and the stems, and I'm just going to finely chop that. It smells absolutely beautiful, and that's going to go in as well. Next I have my mint leaves, just the leaves here. I'm going to roll them up, and again, as finely as I can, I'm going to slice through them. And finally, my basil leaves. Loads of herbs in this salad, makes it really fresh and aromatic. Again, finely chopping. Finally, some lemon zest. I'm going to do 1 large lemon. Generous drizzle of olive oil, about 3 or 4 tablespoons, a pinch of dried chilli. You don't have to add this if you don't want. Generous sprinkle of salt, some black pepper, and I'm going to give it a good stir. And finally I'm going to squeeze half of my lemon. Great salad to make in large batches. It'll keep in the fridge for a good 2 to 3 days without losing any of its flavour. Et voila, your Kalamata and quinoa salad. Thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of What on Earth to Eat Now. I do hope that you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you don't want to miss an episode, don't forget to hit that bell icon. And we'll see you again next time for another episode of What on Earth to Eat Now. I can't resist. You're gonna love it.